So you want to build confidence. How do you do it? And is it even possible? About 10 years ago, when I was just starting college, I would have said there's no secret. You either have it or you don't. And I would have been dead wrong. Back then, I had almost zero confidence. But today, I'm thinking about getting unstoppable tattooed on my forehead. So how did I do it? The answer might surprise you. Hey, what's up? I'm Derek Halpern. You're watching Planet Derek, the place entrepreneurs and business owners come to get ahead in business and life. And today, I'm talking about confidence. Specifically, how to be more confident. I'm going to share 13 tips for you, so let's jump right in. Being confident matters. Whatever you want to do or achieve in life, success comes from taking action. Or to quote myself, those who do nothing achieve nothing. And I bet you'll agree. How do you go from being shy to quoting yourself in your own video? Nailed it. If you want to go on a date with someone, you have to ask them out. If you want to get a raise, you have to ask for a promotion or a raise. If you want to build your network, you have to be more social. If you want to build an audience, you have to step out onto the stage. Without action, no success. Now here's the thing. The hard part isn't knowing what to do. The hard part is actually doing it. And that's where confidence makes all the difference. Because when you lack confidence, you don't take action. You want to speak up in a large group, but you stay silent because you're afraid you'll get shut down. You want to meet new people, but you're too shy to start a conversation. Or you're just worried that people will think you're weird. It's a shame. Most people don't do the things they want to do, not because they don't know how, not because they're not smart enough, but because they lack the confidence. It's time to change that. And I have good news. With just a few simple hacks, you can build your confidence every day and reach unstoppable too. Because confidence leads to action, and action leads to success. Confidence is like the granddaddy of all self-development. Granddaddy? What? When you're confident, you stop feeling self-conscious about your quirks. When you're confident, you stop worrying about what everyone else thinks and stop second-guessing your decisions. When you're confident, you can face your big fears, whether it's something specific like becoming better at public speaking, or simply go all in and follow your dreams. In short, confidence is the difference between thinking about doing something and actually doing it. And that's why it's so important. Especially when it comes to business and selling. And even more so if you sell services like coaching or courses, and there's science to back this up. In particular, one study by Don Moore of Carnegie Mellon University shows that people are more likely to buy advice from a more confident seller. The crazy part, it didn't even matter if that seller had been wrong in the past. So if you want people to listen to you, take your advice, and ultimately buy from you, being confident is crucial. But isn't that just being fake? No. Of course you shouldn't pretend to know things you don't know. There's a big difference between being confident and being an arrogant jerk. So what does it really mean to be confident? You know the benefits, but what does it mean? Well, what is self-confidence? Some psychologists make a distinction between self-esteem and self-confidence. But for our practical purpose here, it's not important. So let's just talk about self-confidence. Being confident means two things. You believe that you deserve to succeed, and you trust your abilities to succeed. When you have both of those things, you can act with confidence. As you can see from the definition, confidence arises from internal sources, your thoughts and beliefs, as well as external sources, your abilities and skills. So thoughts plus skills equal confidence, which equals success. And I'll address both parts of that equation below. But first, let me point out the difference between confidence and arrogance, because that's where a lot of people get stuck. And here it is. Arrogant people brag about skills they don't have to get confirmation from others because they lack belief in themselves. Whereas confident people let their actions speak for themselves because they have the mindset and skills to succeed. As you can see, being confident is not about bragging. It's not what you say at all. It's about how you see yourself and how you carry yourself. And then as a result, how you're being perceived by others. This is the first thing to remember if you want to be more confident. And then you can stop humble bragging too, which is a terrible habit. But I guess I just humble bragged before when I quoted myself. Listen, don't humble brag. Don't follow by my example. Here's 2 reasons why. First, you're still bragging. Second, why are you trying to be so humble in the first place? Just look at the word humble. It means having a low estimate of one's own importance. The sad thing is, I used to see myself that way, but it's straight up destructive. No one should think of themselves of low importance. As a matter of fact, I like to tell people now, I'm so humble, I like to tell everyone about it. All right, with that said, let's focus on developing real confidence. The big secret to becoming more confident is as simple as this. You start by faking it. That's right. At first, I pretended to be confident, but I didn't really feel confident yet. I just acted the way I believed the confident person would act. And what happened? Over time, I started to feel more confident. And before I knew it, I became the confident person I always wanted to be. And that's the secret. I call it the ABC method of building confidence. First, you act confident, then you believe you can be confident. Finally, you're just confident. It worked for me, and there's science to prove that it will work for you. For example, when you force a smile with a pencil in your mouth, you actually feel happier. I look happier, right? Why? Because your body tells your brain you're smiling. Or as Amy Cuddy revealed in her awesome TED Talk, simply standing in power poses can lead to changes in hormone levels and make you feel more powerful. This is important because your body language and how you present yourself externally can change how you feel internally. The point here is, just by going through the motions, you could change how you feel. Now, you probably have 2 questions. First, how do you know how a confident person acts? Second, what if you don't have the confidence to fake it? And I'll answer both questions. First, I'll show you the mindset of a confident person. Why? Because that's how you'll get yourself over that first hump. Second, I'll share 13 ways to build your confidence every day until you are a confident person you've always wanted to be. So let's talk about the confident mindset. I remember the first time I joined a gym. I was 19. I was standing on the scale like the hunchback of Notre Dame. So the trainer who showed me around told me to pay attention to my posture and make sure I stood up straight. Why do I remember this exact moment? I remember because then he added something else. He said, "There's nothing wrong with putting your chest out. It's the proper way to stand." And it stuck with me to this day. So remember, being confident is the natural way to be. And that's great news because it means everyone is born with unstoppable confidence. It's not just a gift that some people have. It's a skill that anyone can practice and learn or relearn. And for that, I've included the 13 insanely practical ways you can build your confidence. But let's be clear about one more thing. Most adults struggle with confidence. So while confidence is natural, as we grow up, almost everyone loses it. At least to some degree. It's hard to get reliable stats on this, but I've seen numbers as high as 80% for adults. And wouldn't surprise me if that's accurate. The point is, the overwhelming majority of adults don't feel as confident as they would like. So if you're feeling insecure, you're not alone. Finally, there's one more part to a confident mindset. It's okay to look like a fool sometimes. Look, I know about myself that I'm 99% useless, but that 1% when I'm not, I'm dangerous. Aiming for perfection is the ultimate confidence killer. Because if you aim for perfection, you'll always fall short. Yes, you can aim for excellence, but you should accept this now. You'll have a lot of bad ideas, say many dumb things, and regularly make a fool of yourself. Like that one time when I was driving and I stopped behind a car because I thought traffic was backed up. Turns out it was just a row of parked cars. The old insecure me would have felt ashamed. I would have looked around like, does anyone see me? The new confident me actually would just laugh because it's hilarious. Confident people aren't right all the time. The difference is they're not afraid to be wrong. And that's why today, I don't take myself too seriously. And even though I talk about my expensive haircut, I'm not afraid to look silly sometimes either. Take a look at this picture. It's counterintuitive, but it's an amazing insight. If you want to be more confident, start by not taking yourself too seriously. So now, let's get into all of my favorite ways to build confidence. As I said, there are 13 amazing ways to boost your confidence. Some of these tips will give you an instant boost of confidence. Some are small practices you can do every day to build your confidence over time. Some are little hacks and tools that automatically put you in that confident mind state. All of the techniques come from my personal experience of going from confidence level 0 to 100. Most of the techniques are backed by science too. You can, but you don't have to use them all at once. Some will work better for you than others. I do suggest you give them all a try because inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. If you want to conquer fear, do not sit home and think about it. Go out and get busy. It's a quote from Dale Carnegie. It's a great quote. As I explained, confidence both breeds and stems from taking action, which is great news because when you take action once, you'll set in motion a cycle of positive reinforcement. Now, the first time you do anything is usually the hardest. That's why I've got one more useful tip for you. Practice when there's nothing at stake. I'll explain. Every time I would walk up to a cashier or server, I would take that opportunity to pretend to be confident. I knew they were paid to be nice to me, so I thought, why not practice on them? I'd walk up and say, hey, how are you? Begin to make small talk and speak like I was the most confident person on earth. So what did I say exactly? Well, check out this first technique. This is confidence booster number 1. It's not free today. I filmed a video about how to be confident here on this channel a few years ago, actually. It's one of my most viewed videos. And in that video, where you can actually watch the full video somewhere on this page, but don't watch it yet. Go to it after the video. But there'll be a link somewhere. But in that video, I share a word-for-word script that you can use to start developing your confidence today. It's as simple as this. When you go up to a cashier or a server and you order something, they'll say it's like $4.50 and you'll be like, what? It's not free today? You want to over-exaggerate the delivery because then they know you're kidding. There are a lot of people out there that will have this exchange where if you're a server or a waiter, you probably heard the whole free comment a lot. But when you see someone that completely exaggerates it, it's different and it's funny. Like, what? It's not free? If you want to change it up, you could also do something like, wait a second. Today's Wednesday. Isn't it free on Wednesdays? Again, you want to overemphasize your stupid reaction. Now here's the thing. At first, it's gonna feel weird to do this. But if you do it enough, eventually, you don't feel ashamed at all. Now here's the thing. Some people would say that, well, you're kind of wasting their time, and look, those people have no friends, all right? Every person that believes a cashier or a waiter or someone like this is gonna be upset by you doing something along these lines has never done it. Because I do it literally, Mark, how often do I do stuff?
Every day!
Every day, exactly. So it works. Mark's video guy over here, and he has to deal with me on a regular basis, so he sees it happening. Anyway, as I said, you can practice on people when there's nothing at stake. And that's the most important thing. Because you don't want to be practicing your confidence when there's something on the line, because that's going to make you feel less confident. This leads me to confidence booster number 2, the eye color test. Whether it's a job interview, a date, or a conversation with a friend, people who make proper eye contact appear more confident. Not only that, research shows that when you look people in the eyes, you also appear more likable and trustworthy. But there's a fine line between making good eye contact and, well, a creepy stare. And that's why I like the eye color test. Here's how it works. The next time you interact with someone face to face, whether it's a stranger or a friend, look at their eyes just long enough to notice the color of their eyes. It's pretty simple, right? You can do it throughout a conversation too. Just remember to regularly break eye contact. And when you do look away, look to the side, not down. You ever notice, even on video, I'll be looking directly at the camera lens right now, like I'm doing. Then sometimes I'll look to the left. I don't do that because I'm trying to be weird. I can sit here and stare at the camera and talk to you all day, but if I was just staring like this for 10 minutes looking at you, aren't you gonna feel a little awkward? Even me right now, just staring at the camera. Does it feel weird I haven't broken eye contact yet? Am I watching? Are you wearing a white shirt? It's weird. You have to regularly talk to someone and you break eye contact. That's actually a video tip as well. If you're filming, look at the camera, break eye contact. And again, you don't look down. If you look down, that's a very passive behavior and makes you look like you're not as confident. If you look to the side, it looks like you're just kind of making sure no one's sneaking up on you. So you don't have to be, you can be confident and careful. I'm just kidding. Looking down communicates low confidence. Leads me to the third confidence tip, proper posture. This is something I have to work on. And actually, I've always had really bad posture due to like lower back problems, probably from sitting on a computer all day like this, filming videos like this and typing on the keyboard. But proper posture is important. Studies have shown that body language is 60% of communication at a minimum. And posture is the first thing people notice when you walk into a room. So fixing it can give you confidence and your perceived confidence a huge boost. Luckily, I stumbled on a simple trick to drastically improve your posture. I noticed one of my friends has great posture, so one day I just had to tell her, "You walk so straight, it's amazing." She laughed and said, "Yeah, I always hold in my stomach." Well, look, that's kind of funny in itself, but look at it like this. Just tighten your stomach muscles and you'll notice your posture improves instantly. Really, just like do it right now. Like you're sitting up, you're slouching, tighten your stomach muscles, and just to do that, your chest kind of comes out, your back straightens. It's amazing. Like, done, done, done. It's pretty neat. Just tighten your stomach muscles. At first, if you've never done it before, it's gonna be hard to do it because sometimes we don't use our stomach muscles. Not like that anyway. I mean, we eat, I guess, but not tighten them all the time. Like, I can't even breathe. Anyway, you tighten your stomach muscles, your posture will be improved. Now, you can start by doing it every time you walk from one place to another. Then you can start doing it while seated too. But generally, you want to practice. When you wake up in the morning, get out of bed, tighten your stomach muscles before you go to the bathroom. You probably have to pee anyway, right? It'll be better. So here's a bonus tip. When you're walking, don't look at the ground in front of you. Instead, look straight ahead, further into the distance. This way, you'll automatically keep your chin up and look and feel more confident. And that leads me to confidence booster number 4, the power pose. Speaking of posture, I showed you the Amy Cuddy's power poses I mentioned, right? I told you about that. Cuddy's research suggests that standing in one of these poses for just 2 minutes will give you a boost of confidence. Here's an example. Power pose, standing up straight like this, kind of like Superman. If you do that for 2 minutes, you're gonna feel heroic. Just don't do it too much, you're gonna look weird. Or maybe you should look weird. As a matter of fact, we should go to the park and I should stand in the center of the park with everyone walking by for lunch, and I should just stand there like this, looking off to the side, and see how many people stop and say something. I'll do it in my underwear too. We got the next video. All right, if you stand in a power pose, you feel more confident. Your body's gonna tell your brain to feel confident. Cuddy's research has recently gotten some critique and suggests you try it and see if it works for you. And of course, you can also use the poses to simply appear more confident to others. Remember, when it comes to confidence, fake it till you make it, it's actually a good strategy. Also, don't worry too much about the exact pose. All you need to remember is that open, expansive postures, taking up more space, express power and confidence, whereas closed, contractive postures take up less space and look less confident. Stop being excessively modest and humble. Don't apologize for taking up space. And leads me to the 5th tip. Listen to some music. Funny story. A friend of mine used to go skiing a lot as a kid, and he wanted to be a ski racer. So he always tried to go as fast as possible. What did he do? Apparently while he was skiing, in his head, he would sing along to the most badass song he knew. Listening to the song made him feel more confident. Interesting research about that too. Researchers from Northwestern University's Kellogg School of Management found that people who listen to high-power music are more proactive. In the study, people were asked to go first or second in a debate. And in fact, after listening to a high-power music, people were almost twice as likely to be proactive and go first. So it's not a coincidence that athletes listen to music right before they compete. If you need an instant boost of confidence, listen to music that gets you fired up. The high-power songs that were used in the study were Queen, We Will Rock You, 2 Unlimited, Get Ready for This, and 50 Cent, In the Club. I don't think the exact songs matter. It has to be a song that fires you up. Now, I'm personally a sucker for cheesy pop music, so don't judge me. But whatever your taste, playing a high-energy, motivating song will give your confidence an instant boost. My favorite song, Clarity by Zedd. Now, this leads me to the confidence booster number 6. Look your best. They say dress for the job you want, not the job you have. Is it true? Does the way you dress make a difference in how confident you feel? New research suggests yes. Clothes change how we feel as well as the impression we make on others. And specifically, wearing nicer clothes can make you more confident. But what can you do exactly? The research suggests that dressing more formal is the key. So instead of a t-shirt and jeans, wear a suit. What's crazy is that the research suggests that this can actually increase your abstract thinking ability too. Now, maybe wearing a suit is way over the top for your job. Clearly. Or maybe you're just uncomfortable wearing extra formal clothes. Well, there's another simple hack. Wear black. Nailed it! Recent survey revealed that black is the color of confidence. This might be the simplest way to give your confidence a boost, so try it. But looking and feeling confident is not just about clothes. First thing in the morning, I always jump straight in the shower. Partly a lie, but I almost always try to jump straight in the shower. Why? Because when I feel fresh and clean, I also feel confident. Listen, I'm usually showered before 10 a.m. most of the time. Whenever I get a haircut, this I can say I feel more confident. I stick my chest out a little further. I know it's hard to believe, but seriously, yo, check out this hair. You know what? Roll some haircut clips. Yeah, looks good. I like it. Do whatever makes you feel good about yourself. Get a haircut, take a shower, shave, put on some cologne, get a manicure. These small things can really make a difference in how confident you feel. I'm sure you've experienced it. So this is just a reminder to take care of yourself. Moving on, it leads me to the 7th tip, the no effort conversation starter. Confident people make small talk seem so effortless, right? Right. Believe me, I used to struggle with this. I was afraid to talk to anybody, especially strangers. How do you even get a conversation started? I mean, without being weird and creepy. Well, I've got a couple of ways to practice making small talk like a confident person for you. And this first one is what I call the no effort conversation starter, because you don't even have to start the conversation when you do this. Look, here's me on my way to the coffee shop with a t-shirt, patience level 0. Now, what do you think happens with that shirt? People start talking to me. As a matter of fact, I was actually walking down Central Park South wearing my Make Money Not Friends shirt, and I saw Mark Cuban. He was on the phone, I was on the phone. We were walking like this, and what was very funny is we made eye contact for a second. He looked down at my shirt, and he immediately laughed, and then he kept walking and making his way or whatever. If I wasn't on the phone, he wasn't on the phone, I would have started talking to him right there. I don't have to do anything. The shirt starts the conversation for me. This is a great way to practice small talk and being more confident in social situations with strangers because it gives other people a reason to talk to you. It's another reason why I wear those sparkly shoes all the time. Do you know how many people come up to me out of nowhere just to comment on those shoes? It's about wearing a statement piece, something that makes a statement in the world and it makes people want to engage. So your no effort conversation starter could be a t-shirt, sparkly shoes, a laptop cover, a piece of jewelry, whatever. At first you'll feel a little weird, but this technique will get you from faking confidence to being confident quickly. This leads me to confidence booster number 8, accept compliments. Whenever you get a compliment, it's a great opportunity to practice being confident. I'll explain. Everybody likes to get compliments. However, back in my low confidence days, I had no clue how to gracefully accept a compliment. Here's what I used to do. I'd either ignore it and move on with the conversation, rude, or I'd downplay it and I'd say, oh, it's no big deal, and give the other person a bigger compliment right away. Why does this show a lack of confidence? Because when you ignore or downplay a compliment, what you're communicating is, I didn't deserve the compliment. But that's not how a confident person thinks or acts. So today, I handle compliments a different way, and it's very simple. I just say thank you. I acknowledge the compliment, I accept it, and I show my gratitude. And that's what I want you to do. The next time you get a compliment, just say, thank you, I appreciate it. Assume the person giving you the compliment actually means it, so you can believe it too. There's no need to be humble. It's a great time to practice acting and feeling confident. If someone says something, thank you. Now, if you want to go a little crazy, something that I've been known to do, and this always gets a laugh, hey, Derek, I really like your shoes. Oh, why, thank you. Tell me more nice things about myself. Now, this is like a ridiculous comment. Everyone always laughs. Sometimes when people comment on my sparkling shoes, I use the same line all the time. Oh, I like your shoes. Why, thank you. It takes attention away from my face. Again, this is what you would call self-deprecating humor. I don't recommend you do this sort of humor or jokes or comments when you're not that confident yet because it might appear like you're trying to downplay yourself. But if you know how to deliver it the right way, that sort of response can work too. This leads me to confidence booster number 9. Give compliments to strangers. Look, what goes around comes around. So now that you know how to accept compliments confidently, let's talk about giving compliments. Why is giving compliments a sign of confidence? Because when you're confident, you don't constantly feel threatened by other people. That's why confident people are not afraid to give others compliments too. But there's one thing they never do. They don't give insincere compliments. So when you give someone a compliment, always be genuine. Now here's the best way to build confidence by giving compliments. Give compliments to strangers. See someone with cool shoes? Tell them, hey, I like your shoes. Or if you see someone who's working extra hard, tell them, I like your dedication. If I'm at a coffee shop and it's slammed, there's a line out the door, when I place my order, I'll almost always say like, wow, it's packed in here. You guys are running around. I'd lose my mind if I were you. Basically just acknowledging the fact that they're working hard. They appreciate it. Just try it once. You'll probably make the person's day. So next time you're walking down the street or waiting in line, give a genuine compliment. Just look for one thing you like about the person and say, hey, I like your whatever it is. It's just about being nice in the real world and acknowledging something that you believe someone put effort into doing. To make this work, don't think more than 3 seconds about what you're gonna say. The goal is just to get out of your head. Just say the first thing that comes to your mind. It's very low risk, so it's a great way to practice being confident in social situations. And that leads me to the 10th confidence booster. When I get in a confidence slump, here's what I do. I ask myself, what would the most confident person in the world do right now? But actually, you should pick someone specific. It could be a public figure, a friend, or an acquaintance with unstoppable confidence. And then channel that feeling. What I mean is, just pretend to be them for a moment. For example, what would Sheryl Sandberg say in this situation? How would Muhammad Ali walk down the street right now? How would Mark Cuban react? Would Marie Forleo think like this? I know this technique sounds a little woo-woo, but you don't have to analyze every little thing this person does to copy their confidence. Next time you walk into a room or you're just walking down the street, just pretend what it would feel like to be that person. Try it. Leads me to the 11th tip. Prepare and get better. Remember, a crucial part of being confident is the belief that you have the skills to succeed, and it's a lot easier to believe it if it's true. In other words, competence breeds confidence. And that's why working at getting better at what you do by practicing will take your confidence to the next level. For example, let's say you're giving a speech and you feel insecure about public speaking. What's the best way to feel more confident? Think about it. Prepare and practice your speech. Same goes for an important meeting, a job interview, a date, a networking event. When you show up prepared, you'll feel and act more confident. But there's another advantage to working on your confidence, which leads me to the 12th tip. Learn a life skill. I'm a terrible swimmer. As in, I basically barely stay above water. I'm like doing the doggy paddle, trying to not drown. I like jumping into a pool, but until a few weeks ago, there's always this sense that I could drown. But then something changed. I finally learned how to float in the water. I'm still not a good swimmer, but at least I now know how to not drown. And I feel much more confident in the water. It makes sense, right? Confidence breeds confidence. And there's a more general lesson here. When you learn a new life skill, it's not just about the particular skill. You also prove to yourself that you're capable of learning anything, which makes you more competent and more confident person overall. My friend Marie Forleo has a great quote. She says, everything is figure-outable. For example, you could do your taxes by yourself, learn how to replace a tire, volunteer for an after-school program, or learn how to not drown. Whatever it may be, when you learn a small life skill, watch your overall confidence level go up. What's a life skill you can learn? Well, confidence booster number 13, get to know yourself. To be confident in yourself, you need to know yourself. I realize that knowing yourself is easier said than done. What I do know is that it's as much about what you are like as it is about what you like. I'll explain. A buddy of mine has a weird hobby. He likes to bake bread. I say it's weird because it's uncommon. I actually think it's awesome and the bread's delicious. The point is, he fully embraces his interest in baking bread. And when he talks about it, he exudes confidence. But embracing your interests and knowing what you like is just one part of knowing yourself. It's also about having clear principles and sticking to them. So it's also about what you are like. One principle I try to stick to is this. I don't sugarcoat my opinion. I always say what I mean and I mean what I say. Of course, this part of self-confidence doesn't develop overnight. It's made up of a whole life experience and it might change over time. So what I suggest you do is this. Write it down. Write down your principles and answer the question, what are the rules I want to live by? Just remember, you're not doing it to fit into anyone else's expectations. These are your rules. Don't even show them to anyone else. And when you fully embrace your interests and have a strong sense of the rules you want to live by, you can finally act with 100% confidence in everything you do. Now, I've got some homework for you. I want you to use these simple ways to build your confidence, even if you have to fake it in the beginning like I had to. You'll notice quickly, when you're confident, you'll get more done and you'll feel happier. And with practice, you will be more confident every day. And before you know it, your confidence will be through the roof. So here's what I want you to do. Choose at least one of the techniques I shared and use it today. Even if you're not struggling with confidence, use it. Come back here and leave a comment letting us know what happened. Share how it felt. Tell me your experience. Tell me how people reacted. And then, if you're new here, like this video. I need likes on my videos to make the YouTube know that I create great videos like this one. And if you're not subscribed, smash that subscribe button. And then, of course, if you haven't done it yet, hit that notification bell. And that's it for this video. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you tomorrow. When I wake up in the morning, I try to jump right in the shower within the first 2 hours of the day.